always really, really special when we're able to support a filmmaker early in the creative process and then see that project return to the festival as a completed film, and it just blows us all away. As someone who remembers MySpace top 8s and instant messaging as part of being a teenager in the early 2000s, I have to say this film is a combination of so many special elements. It's a joyful ode to immigrant mothers, a coming-of-age comedy that's honest and relatable, but most of all, it's an introduction to a filmmaking voice that's fresh and exciting, and I hope you'll be hearing from him for years to come. He also got nominated for an Oscar this morning.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Anna, for that lovely intro. Thank you guys so much for being here, and that wonderful clapping applause. I feel like Anna did a really good job introing the movie already. It's, a coming-of-age story about a 13-year-old Taiwanese American boy that takes place in the late 2000s. Didi means little brother in Mandarin, but it's also a very endearing term that a lot of Chinese parents call their younger sons. It's the same words my mom used to call me, it's what she still calls me today. And, kind of to what Anna was saying about when a movie takes place, I was inspired by the coming-of-age classics that I grew up loving, movies like Stand By Me, Ratcatcher, even more recently, 8th Grade, This Is England, The Sandlot, these movies that I think treat adolescent boyhood as crass and loud and irreverent and punk, but also emotional and sad and painful and lonely, the sort of treating childhood as adult emotions and as serious and sad as it can be. And I realize that I see myself in all the movies that I love that I just named, but even though I don't demographically align with any of those protagonists, any of those characters, and it sort of occurs to me, the movie poster of a 13-year-old Asian American boy looking back at me didn't exist. Like, it doesn't exist. I still don't think it exists. Hopefully our movie can do that. But it sort of occurred to me that, I see myself in all those movies. I wonder if I can mine personal experience and make something that feels hyper-specific to this kid during this time, and hopefully make something that feels familiar, that feels like the movies you love, but ultimately looks and sounds and feels like something you've never seen before at the same time. And so, like Anna said, I was supported by the Sundance Institute through the Ignite program, through the labs. They really helped shape this movie. So honestly, to bring it back to this festival, this is our 3rd sold-out screening. And I can finally talk at this mic without shaking nervously. It's really, really special and meaningful. I'm so happy you guys are here. I hope that, like I said, just like how I'm able to see myself in all those movies, that even if you don't demographically align with the Taiwanese American boy, that you can all see a version of your childhoods, your lives, your memories in our movie about a 13-year-old Taiwanese American boy. I hope this movie makes you laugh, I hope it makes you cry, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it becomes a core memory for you, because it's a core memory for me. So. You're good?
You can come back closer.
Cool. Very, very bright. I hope you guys enjoyed the film. Thanks for sticking around. I'm very, very thrilled to bring up with me our producers, Valerie Bush and Carlos Lopez Estrada, as well as our wonderful Vivian Wong, played by Shirley Chen. And our amazing costume designer, Brianna Murphy. And our production assistant, Steven Spielberg.
So I'll kick it off with a question or two, and then we'll open it up to the audience, so start thinking about your questions. Sean, I wanted to start with you, and kind of going off of what you were saying in an introduction. How closely do you relate to Chris and to what he went through? Is a lot of it very close to your own experience and things that happened to you?
I mean, yes and no. I think I wasn't interested in making a memoir. I wasn't interested in doing like a retelling of my childhood. Obviously, he's based on me. A lot of the feelings when he goes through is personal, but ultimately, I think I wanted to tell a story, and I think the autobiographical elements and the personal elements were only tools to get to something that feels lived in and something that feels honest and authentic. And I think one thing that I really sort of, by the end of the script writing process, I really leaned into was I was fortunate enough to take this to the Sundance Screenwriting Labs, and my first creative advisor meeting there was with Lulu Wong, who did The Farewell. And obviously her movie is also, based on real events, an actual lie, as the movie says. And the thing that I kind of took away from my meeting with her was, you need to get hyper personal and then completely remove yourself from the personal. Get all the personal out and then remove yourself from the people they're based on, remove themselves from this idea of that is you, and then take that and look at it objectively and turn it into a story. And so I think by the time I was in that phase, I was already leaning in that direction, but I think hearing it from her to be like, no, you need to just completely disassociate yourself from all the people that these people are based on and look at them as characters and what are the themes of your story and how do you modify and adjust and combine characters to serve the themes of the story, which to me are about shame and the different ways that shame manifests itself in a young Asian American boy's life at that time, whether it's personal shame, cultural shame, societal shame. And so when I look at him now, obviously I see I think Chris is a more meek, more innocent, less I don't think I fucked up that much. But I skated, I was a filmer, I don't know, may or may not have done stuff.
Valerie and Carlos, I wondered if you both could talk about kind of the evolution of your collaboration with Sean, but then also, as producers, how you sort of go about protecting that vision.
I would just like to say that Sean really likes to downplay how much he actually did. And I don't want to say how much, but all the embarrassing stuff, we were like, wait, Sean, do you really do that? He's like, I can't answer. Confirm or deny. I can't confirm or deny.
The pee and the lotion specifically.
Cannot confirm or deny. We'll bring his real sister up to the stage to give you some answers. I got to work with Sean 5 years ago?
2019.
2019, he shot...
I got to work with him.
I did a movie called Summertime that premiered at this festival in 2020. Thank you. We needed some documentary sequences. Someone was like, you need to meet this guy. We met, we fell in love. He shot some sequences for that movie. And to this day, if I play the whole film and I tell you what are my favorite moments, they're all moments that Sean shot and edited. So I'm very, very thankful that this connection existed. And then a couple years later, he was like, hey, can you read a script? And I was like, okay. And he sent it, and I was like, this is so beautiful, and I don't know how I can help or if I can help, but I'm here, and I believe in what you're doing, and I just want to be your extra pair of eyes, brains, hands as you go through it. And then this wonderful being came into the picture.
Yeah, this is my first time working with Sean. I've known Carlos for a while, and yeah, you guys brought me in, and I read the script and immediately fell in love with it. Sean and I are the same age, so we were able to connect a lot over the themes throughout the movie as far as being in 2008, that's when we both grew up, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. Honestly, I forgot the last part of the question.
Protecting the vision as a producer.
At all costs.
Yeah, I mean, when you work on independent features, obviously you might not have all the resources that you need for every single little thing, so it's really important for us to be able to have conversations with Sean and make sure that he's able to portray the vision that he wants, and we're able to sit back and say, okay, well, here's the laundry list of all the things that you want, let's prioritize, and we'll make it sure that it makes it happen, and at the end of the day has the same theme and overall vision.
The one thing that he said in the beginning that I think we really did protect at all costs is he said, I would like this production to feel like summer camp. And everything that encapsulates, and I think that we really took that to heart, and we just wanted to make sure that the process, the movie's really fun, but it's only fun because the process of making it was. And we wanted everyone in the production, everyone in the cast to feel like they were really owning this with us, and that was, I think, really sort of like the guiding principle for all of it.
I was just gonna say, if we have time, it might be nice to hear from Shirley about how she felt that throughout the process, because she's an exciting and just so much energy on set all the time, so she's the right person to answer this question.
Question about like
Just summer camp and like how.
oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I definitely think having such a wonderful cast of like spry children running around is definitely the way to make it feel like summer camp. And backstage we would like, or behind the scenes we would like do little origami together and oh my god, yes! We had a wonderful, so I think it was Carl's idea, we had a talent show that we all got to host, and like everybody played like different games, and like John Boo did like amazing thing on the drums, we did sound. It was
Shirley was the host.
I was the host, I was indeed the host. But I also think, I was looking at photos of Halloween Day too, like they did all these wonderful like themed day events where everybody like cast and crew got to feel like they got to be a part of it, so I think that was really special. Sean peed in the bottle?
Yeah, confirmed.
What?
Oh, did I think Sean? Oh, if I think Sean peed in the bottle or not? I thought we weren't allowed to answer that question.
I didn't.
Okay, anyway.
Well, so one of the things I love about this film so much is how precise every detail is. It's like the pipe screensaver and the haircuts. Like it's just so precise to the time period. And so I wondered on the costume side if you could speak to kind of creating that, how much research process is going into that and sources it.
Yeah, well, Sean has done a lot of docs and HAGs, which he made, which is short for Have a Good Summer, from that we all inscribed in each other's yearbooks in like 2008. So I did a lot of yearbook research actually, and I used Sean's yearbook. I used my own personal yearbook, which was pretty wild for a historical movie. But it was really, I think like, I did get some like 17 magazines and stuff like that. The thing that struck me so much was that like kids these days have the internet and they have like, you can go and see what any celebrity is wearing at like any moment of the day, and so that you can like replicate it really quickly. But we had like an issue of 17 magazine once a month, and we had TRL and that kind of stuff, but we were replicating it so like we didn't have the internet, and so you're just kind of doing your best. And I think the yearbook research, and I hope it shows on the film, is like I didn't want this to look like Lizzie McGuire or like something that was like really, really pristine, like a Disney movie. I wanted it to look real, and I wanted kids don't know how to dress themselves. I mean, we definitely didn't know how to dress ourselves. Like, if you wore an owl necklace, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I hope that shows here, because like, we did a lot of work thinking about like how new the clothes were. Like, for example, Wang Wang's t-shirts, like when he gets his skate t-shirts, like those were really important that they looked newer, while some of the other stuff looked more aged and lived in, and some of the other skaters like really trying to age their stuff down. Yeah, that's kind of that.
Okay. Like, did you guys ever have conversations about that, or like, how did you write that in the screenplay? How did you feel acting it? Like, can you relate to that at all?
Question about the brother-sister relationship for Shirley and for Sean.
Yeah, well, I think one of the autobiographical elements, I guess, is I have an older sister who's the same age difference as, Chris and Vivian in the movie. And I think there was a lot there to lean on. I think we were so mean to each other, but it was through that. It's that thing where you're like, it's like even when you're in a relationship and you're like fighting just to fight. It's like that was our relationship. It's like we're just mean to each other because that's all we know how to do. And so by the time she left for college, I think I remember there was a moment where it was like her being nice was her trying to not be mean. And so I think there was just so much of that relationship was trying to, how do we make this honest and emotional but not have it be saccharine? And I think like that was kind of the challenge of, I think we talk a lot about like their love is like, their fighting is a form of love. It's a form of attention. And then that's kind of what I was leaning on when I was writing it. And then I think throughout production, I introduced Shirley to like all my older sister figures. And
Yeah, I mean, I got like close to Sean's like real sister, and then also met Vivian, like the woman named Vivian, which I think was really special. But I think for me, I was thinking a lot about like, how do you show love to this creature? Like, you get this glimpse of this creature in this thing, and you see this really specific context. So like, how do you say you love you without really saying you love you? Which is through like bitterness and anger, like ah! And then a sweet hug.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.